Chapter 2. Paul McCartney. To Beatles fans, Paul McCartney was always known as the cute one. He had long eyelashes and big brown eyes and shaggy hair. He also sang some of the group's most romantic songs, the ballads. As a kid, though, Paul was chubby. His brother Michael picked on him and called him fatty. Paul tried not to let it bother him too much, and as he got older, he started to lose his baby fat. Paul was born on June 18, 1942. His mother, Mary, had a private hospital room. Poor women usually had to share a room with other brand new moms, and the McCartney family didn't have much money. But Mary worked as a nurse, so the hospital treated her like family. Paul was a pretty good kid. His grades were good, especially in Latin, and he made lots of friends. He liked to draw and write. He liked girls and bragged to all of his friends when he had his first kiss. He loved music too. Like John, Paul couldn't believe what he was hearing when an Elvis Presley song came on the radio. It sounded so different. Paul also liked Little Richard, a black singer. Elvis was cool and handsome, but Little Richard wore bright makeup, acted wild on stage, and sang songs called Tutti Frutti and Good Golly, Miss Molly. Actually, Little Richard didn't just sing. He screamed. When he played piano, Little Richard got so excited he had to stand up. Sometimes he kicked the piano bench away. Paul learned to imitate Little Richard's loud yells. That annoyed most adults. Much later, those shouts became part of some of the Beatles' most famous songs, like She Loves You and Twist and Shout. Paul also liked to dress up as a rock star. He wore his pants tight and let his hair grow longer than the other kids. It's no surprise that Paul listened to so much music when he was a kid. His father, Jim, played piano and once led a group called Jim Mack's Jazz Band. Jim set up a radio in Paul's room so he could listen to music as he fell asleep. Paul's uncle gave him a trumpet, but Paul's favorite instrument was a guitar. Why? Because Elvis played one. Guitars were made for right-handed people, but Paul was left-handed, so he had to restring it upside down to play it. And boy, did he play it. The minute he got a guitar, that was the end, said Michael, Paul's young brother. He was lost. He didn't have time to eat or think about anything else. He played it while he sat on the toilet and while he was in the bath. He played it everywhere, Michael said. Paul became even more serious about music when his mother became ill. It started with a pain in her chest. In those days, doctors didn't have all the tests there are today to figure out what was wrong with the patient. They sent Mary home, which was a big mistake. When the pain didn't go away, Mary went back, and this time the doctor told her the terrible news. She had breast cancer and probably wouldn't live long. Mary cried when she found out, but she didn't tell her sons. She didn't want to upset them. She died on October 31st, 1956. Paul was only 14 years old. Paul prayed that she would come back, But he knew she wouldn't. He wondered how his family could ever be the same. Overwhelmed, Paul turned his sadness into music. He wrote his first song and called it I Lost My Little Girl.